Welcome back to Rowra in Cumbria for the FAB-Racing British Minibikes Championship. It's junior production up next. Jack Hart once again on pole, as we saw earlier in the AC40 Pro class. 20 riders taking part in junior production. Not all of them have liquid-cooled machines though. Some of them are air-cooled, and the liquid-cooled machines are much quicker. Jack Hart off pole as he was in the AC40 Pro class, and once again he gets done off the line as Aidan Davey takes the lead this time. We're on board here with Carris Jones. That's the 48 bike. Just in front of us there was Ollie Walker, winner of the Minimoto rookie class last year. We've got a senior Minimoto grid with 11 riders taking part. That's the most we've had in the last 2 years. However, there are so many bikes on track at the same time. 2 races going on. We've got to concentrate on the juniors, but seniors, nice to see 11 of them taking part. That was their race start. We'll see some of them, no doubt, as the race progresses in amongst the juniors. We're back on board with Carris Jones. That's the 121 machine of Troy Jeffrey in front. I think it says 21 on the back. I'm pretty sure it's 121. Nice snazzy suit. I do like the suits with the numbers on the back. They're my favourite. Plenty of those, please, next time. Ross Maguire, the 22 now. Ross finished 8th in the AC40 Pro race earlier on. I did say he was a proven race winner, and there is no doubt he is, and he's proven it right now, right up the chuff of the 38 bike of Aidan Davey. Look at this, the pair of them well clear of the chasing group. That is Aidan Davey, the race leader. He was 4th in the earlier AC40 Pro race as Maguire comes alongside, going down to the Stuart S's. Maguire, the 11-year-old from Wishaw in Scotland. We know he's got bags of quality. Another young man with a big career looming in motorcycle racing in the UK and beyond. Good overall view of the race action from the drone. That's the battle for 3rd place. That's Josh Bannister, the 6-year-old in 3rd. Sandy Horn, the earlier race winner, in 4th. It's still Aidan Davey out front, but for how long? Here comes Maguire down the inside. Maguire sweeps through to the lead, but here comes Davey to have him back. No, can't get it done. Maguire holds on. Josh Bannister there in 3rd from Horn. Belford. Connell is 33. Benny Stewart Campbell just made his way past. You can see the 43 on the back of the suit there. That's Ryan Hitchcock. As they go down to the bottom of the circuit, following Hitchcock is Bourne, Rendell, Dylan Mellor, Owen Mellor there on the 130 going under the drone, and he's closely followed there by Ollie Walker as they come out of McRae's. Next lap round, you can see Aidan Davies back past Ross Maguire. So these two having a great battle out front, wearing the same suit. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with the championship, you can do that via the website FAB-Racing.com, or alternatively via FAB-Racing on Facebook. Now the junior riders coming in amongst the senior riders now. These are the leaders in the junior race. You can see the senior riders going through the shot. Josh Bannister's crested the final turn from 3rd place. Oh dear, and that will bring out a red flag. There is the red flag. Now that would pretty much be all she wrote for this one. There will be no completed race. The red flag came out at less than half distance, so there was a restart. Evan Belford got a jump stop, but Bailey Stewart Campbell doesn't get away. Here comes Carris Jones, straight into the back of him. She had nowhere to go. Sean Abel goes down, Troy Jeffrey goes down, and Taylor Lawrence in the blue and orange suit, they're involved as well. This is the view from Carris Jones. Bailey Stewart Campbell fails to get away. Ryan Hitchcock misses him, but Carris nowhere to go. Straight into the back of the stationary Bailey Stewart Campbell. I'm pleased to say, though, all of the riders were okay. Carris did have her arm in a sling at the end of the day, but she's made of nails. She was out racing again on the Sunday. So pleased to see that all the kids were okay. But the final race action from the weekend comes from Mini GP 70, just 9 in it, unfortunately, due mainly to the fact that a lot of the riders are away this weekend racing elsewhere in Europe. But it was Franco Bourne on pole who would get the whole shot from Blake Hansel. Coming under the drone, that's Scott Ogden in 3rd, Liam Bassett 4th. Looks like Josh Hyatt there was in 5th place as they went underneath the drone down to McRae's hairpin. Alan McRae's up to Iredale's on board here with the 12-year-old from Gloucester, Blake Hansel. We've already seen Blake in the pit bike open race, racing with the adults. This is the junior category. Franco Bourne out front, down to the Stuart S's. This is the onboard camera from Liam Bassett, the 12-year-old from Durham. He's currently in 4th place, so 2 onboards we had in this one. Blake Ansell in second there with an onboard, and Liam Bassett going through the shot in fourth with an onboard. That's Josh Hyatt. Cameron Hall in behind him. That's the race leader though, Franco Bourne, another 11-year-old from Durham, won all 3 races here in 2015 in his first appearance in the championship last year. Looked an absolute world beater. This is clearly his favourite track of all those we visit. That is Franco coming through McRae's hairpin, closely followed by Blake Ansell. The 21 bike, Black Machine. Franco Bourne, as I say, last year, very comfortable winner here at Rowrah, won all 3 races, but failed to do anything beyond that at the other tracks. So that's why I say this is clearly his favourite track. Blake Ansell we're on board with. He's also a race winner. In behind Blake, Scott Ogden on the 19, there he is, and then Liam Bassett on the 64. Cameron Hall comes next on the 8 bike. The 303 bike has made his way past Josh Hyatt as well. That's Jay Abel, there he is, the man from Westbury. Across the stripe one more time, Bourne, Ansell, then Scott Ogden, the 12-year-old from Doncaster. He raced most across for 4 years, and Liam Bassett on the 64. The 8 is Hull, the 303 is Abel, then 57 Josh Hyatt. Further back we've got Callum Wybrow, there he is on the 3 bike, the 13-year-old from Sevenoaks, and he's got Felix Hearn right up his chuff. Now they're battling for the last spot, but you want to win that battle, as I've said before, because they may be battling down the field today, but next year they may be battling for the win, and if you come out on top on that day, you take a nice trophy home with you. Medals on offer for all of the riders during the weekend on each of the races. They'll be hoping to take home 3 medals of the same colour, of course. That is, of course, if you're out front, as Franco Bourne is here. Quick look over his shoulder, sees Blake Ansell right behind him. Scott Ogden a little bit further back. Liam Bassett not making any headway into the man in 4th place. That's Cameron Hall, the 12-year-old from Barnsley. He had his debut win, of course, here last year in 2015. Josh Hyatt, the 13-year-old from Cannock in Staffordshire. You can see from all of the riders' information that riders come from all over the UK. If you want to find out more about racing in the championship, either you've got a couple of kids that might be interested in racing, or indeed maybe you own a business in one of the towns or cities that you've seen mentioned here, and you think you'd like to support a young rider at the grassroots level to progress into professional motorcycle racing later in his career, anything you can do to help the kids is much appreciated. Get in touch with the team at FAB-Racing.com and they will discuss with you how you can help support grassroots motorsport whilst at the same time benefiting from the corporate hospitality that the team can offer you at events such as BSB, for example. On board the drone you can see the lead that Franco Bourne has pulled out. Blake Ansell just unable to do anything about it today. He in turn is pulling away from Scott Ogden there in 3rd place. That's Felix Hearn on the 28 bike, the 13-year-old from Southfields. Just behind Callum Wybrow, but they're having their own private battle. That's Cameron Hall on the red machine, the 8 bike. In behind Cameron, that is Jay Abel, 10-year-old from Westbury, 3rd in the Minimoto Rookie Championship in 2014. The nature of this race means I get to rest my voice and not have so much of a heart attack in this one. So we see there's a lot of distance between most of the riders, not in this battle though. Cameron Hall at this stage, not far ahead of Jay Abel. Through the final turn, one more time, Jay closing down on Cameron. Cameron won here, as I said earlier on, last season. But going into the last lap, it was a comfortable victory, of course, for Franco Bourne, setting the fastest lap in the process out of the final turn, well clear. Franco celebrates, his dad celebrates on the left of the track as well. I want to see a little bit more passion from you next time though, sir. Blake next, never happy with 2nd. In 3rd, coming home in 3rd, it was Scott Ogden with Liam Bassett on the 64. That's Callum Wybrow going through the shot. He finished 8th, so that's Scott Ogden. Liam Bassett came home in 4th place, with Jay Abel managing to overcome Cameron Hall for 5th place, out of shot of the cameras. A very smiley Franco Bourne, very happy with his weekend's work so far. I caught up with him after the race.
Early stages of the race I felt quite under pressure, because Blake was quite on me. But during getting further on the race, I started to pull a bit of a gap, and then the pressure lifted off a lot more.
And you won all 3 races, I think, last year at Rowra, didn't you? Obviously, this is a track that you like. First race win this weekend, 2 to go tomorrow. Are you confident you can win those as well?
Yeah, I really like the track. I've been here quite a few times now, and last time here I won. But I've also had a couple of bad weekends here with my bike and things like that.
Well, he wouldn't have any such problems this weekend. 3 races, 3 wins has put him in a tie for the championship lead with Blake Ansell on 152. Josh Watley comes next from Elliot Pinson, who was the championship leader after round 2, and Scott Ogden. Elliot Pinson never turned up this weekend. Josh Watley did, but only managed a DNF and a 4th place. We'll be back with more race action at Llandau in South Wales next time. We'll see you then.